Queen Square in Bloomsbury, end point of run 2 of the Knowledge of London, Thornhill Square to Queen Hill Square. I'm going to take what's probably going to be a very slow ride around, given the length of the lights around here, to look at some of the points in the 440 yard radius of Queen Square. Only 2 ways you can leave Queen Square. The road in front of us there, Great Ormond Street, where that Halo taxi is going. That just leads us down to Lamb's Conduit Street and Millman Street, and from there you just have to go left back onto Guildford Street. You can't get right onto Theobald's Road. If you want to go down Theobald's Road, you've got to leave by Boswell Street, which is just on the right, past where this taxi driver is polishing his computer cab, and that's what I'm going to do. Turn right out of Queen Square to leave by Boswell Street. Left onto Theobald's Road. This is Camden, so don't do anything illegal. Everything monitored 24/7 by cameras on main roads in Camden. Don't think about doing the it's officially a U-turn there. People have tried to argue that turning left onto Theobald's Road and then going right there back into Drake Street for Red Lion Square, Proctor Street isn't actually a U-turn. Camden have successfully argued that it is, and they've got a camera on that. They have a camera on the bus lane to my left as well. Don't think about that. And they've also got a camera if anyone wants to think about going to the right side of any of these traffic islands. Don't even think about it. That would be an instant nick. I'm going to turn right into Red Lion Street. This gentleman in front of me is not turning into Lamb's Conduit Street. Just past Holborn Police Station there on the corner of Lamb's Conduit Street. Dolphin Tavern on the right, corner of Lamb's Conduit Passage, Enterprise Pub on the left. A new Premier Inn here in Red Lion Street on the left as well. I'm going to go right into Princeton Street to get around the fact that you can't do Drake Street, Red Lion Square, Proctor Street from Boswell Street. Down Princeton Street I go, and I'm now in Red Lion Square. Conway Hall on the right in the far corner there. Lost Uber driver. They are a fucking disgrace. How are they allowed in London? I really can't imagine. Mishkondaraya at Summit House on the left, corner of Dane Street. One of the few companies famous enough to be asked as a point. And the Square Pig behind that tent affair. As I turn left onto Proctor Street from the south side of Red Lion Square. Gonna get this light, which is pretty unusual, right onto High Holborn out of Proctor Street. Could look at the turnaround here to get around the no right turn sign from Southampton Row into Theobald's Road. To do that, I'd go across this junction, next right Southampton Place, right into Bloomsbury Way on the south side of Bloomsbury Square, forward Vernon Place and across into Theobald's Road. I'm not going to do that though, because the light at the top of Southampton Place is a pig. Holborn Station on my left as I turn right into Southampton Row, following Moises Stevens, who doesn't fancy indicating. Right up Southampton Row, Sicilian Avenue on the left, just the walkway runs through to Vernon Place, they ask that sometimes, and the Grange Holborn Hotel in front of us. You set that down in Old Gloucester Street, one that leads you in to Red Lion Square on the one-way system. Well, this used to be just one way up Old Gloucester Street, but since they've put the hotel in, you can now leave the forecourt in Old Gloucester Street and come back south down Old Gloucester Street to reach Theobald's Road. And if you turn left onto Theobald's Road, you can get that right into Drake Street, Red Lion Square and Proctor Street, which you can't out of Boswell Street. Victoria House in front of us on the left takes up quite a lot. the whole block, in fact, of Bloomsbury Place, Bloomsbury Square, Vernon Place and Southampton Row. What was the Bonington Hotel on our right, now a double tree. Spink & Co. numismatists coin valuers on the left, they ask that quite frequently actually. But I'm going to have to filter here. Thistle Hotel on the near corner of Cosmo Place, Mercure Hotel on the far corner on the right, Bedford Hotel on the left. Imperial Hotel on the right. And the President Hotel in Guildford Street, the main entrance to that. They ask that a lot. That used to be a tricky turnaround, particularly before they changed Russell Square. There's the Russell Hotel on the right. That's another point they ask quite a lot. And through Russell Square, the Morton Hotel on the right as I go up Woburn Place. And just on that corner there, the Morton Hotel, that's Bernard Street we've just gone through. That's no right turn. It's also a no left turn if you're heading south. To get around that from Southampton Row, I could have gone all the way around Russell Square, but from the Russell Hotel you do this, which is to turn right into Coram Street and then right again into Herbrand Street, which brings you back onto Bernard Street. Down Herbrand Street. And the most frequently asked point here is Russell Square Station. If I turn left into Bernard Street, Russell Square Station will be on my right. There it is. Got to get into this either via Herbrand Street, either branch of Herbrand Street, North Branch or South Branch. Just come down the North Branch there, or from Russell Square into Bernard Street. You do not get it from Marchmont Street, where that police officer is emerging from. If you're leaving Russell Square Station, there's the Brunswick Centre on the left. There are a few things in there, including what was the Renoir Cinema, it's now a Curzon. If you're leaving that, you've got to go down as far as this little junction here. To spin it round, you go right into Grenville Street and back right into Guildford Street. If I was to turn left there and go up Brunswick Square towards Hunter Street, they've knocked off the left turn into Tavistock Place there, which makes it very difficult to get back west. They've made Tavistock Place one way east, basically. Have to go all the way up Lee Street, Sandwich Street, and basically almost up to the Euston Tower to turn that around if I've gone left there, but I've gone right into Grenville Street. And right onto Guildford Street. Queen Anne's Walk on the left there takes us back into Queen Square. If we were a pedestrian, President Hotel, they like asking on the left. They like asking that because you've got that forecourt there. And you don't get that forecourt if you come south from Herbrand Street. If you're leaving the President Hotel, the exit to that forecourt, you can dart across and leave by Herbrand Street. But if you're going to set it down, you've got to come in from the east, from Guildford Street. That's the only way you get that forecourt. The Tempest restaurant on the right in the Russell Hotel, another point they occasionally ask. I can't get used to Russell Square being two-way, but I'm going to turn right up the eastern arm of Russell Square. Guy shouting yo at me with a stereo on. I've no idea what he's doing. Probably as much idea as he has though. Right, on Russell Square, Russell Hotel on the right. I'm now going to be turning left along the north side of Russell Square. So Royal National Hotel in front of us, they ask quite a lot. You've got to get into that as far as set downs are concerned via Bedford Way off the north side of Russell Square. I'm going to spin around and take a quick look at that. Left. Watch the suicidal cyclist. On to the north side of Russell Square. Right into Bedford Way. Charles Claw House on the left as we turn in. They ask that sometimes. There is the Royal National Hotel. Forecourt there. Drive in to get to main reception. On our left, Logan Hall of the Institute of Education, which is something they ask quite a bit. And there's that poxy no left turn sign taking us, which would take us into Tavistock Place and down to Torrington Place, but we can no longer use that. So I'm going to swing this around. Bloomsbury Lane's bowling alley on the left there, they do ask that occasionally. Back down past Logan Hall and the Institute of Education on the right, and Charles Claw House on the right again. And now back right along the north side of Russell Square, and this just feels ridiculously unnatural running Russell Square this way. Thornhill Street in the corner on the right, that's the School of Oriental and African Studies up there. But I'm going to go down the western side of Russell Square and back along the south side of Russell Square. Montague Place on the right, one of the few restrictions, you're not allowed to turn right out of Montague Place onto Russell Square. See a taxi driver do that every 60 seconds though. Montague Street in front of us just before I turned left there, quite a few hotels down there. And the odd hotel as well in Bedford Place on the right down there. Imperial Hotel in front of us as I come down to turn right back down Southampton Place. Southampton Row, what am I on about? Southampton Place, that's the cut through I didn't do earlier. Right down Southampton Row. Russell Mansions on the left, they don't ask any of the blocks down here. Russell Mansions, Russell Square Mansions, or indeed Ormond, which is the last one. Back past the Doubletree Hotel. And let's have a look at this set down for the Holborn Grange. Grange Holborn Hotel on the left as we go into Leopold's Road, and to set that down you turn left here into Old Gloucester Street. As always when you do this, something up the arsehole. There he goes. And that's the forecourt to the Grange Holborn Hotel. And as I say, you could spin this back around, go out there, and you do get down the side of Churchill House and the Institute of Anaesthetists there to Drake Street, Red Lion Square, Proctor Street. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to go back to Queen Square. Up Old Gloucester Street, there is the October Gallery on the right. And we're back into Queen Square. Queen Square itself an asked point frequently. The Mary Ward Centre just on the right as I came into Queen Square there. Another one of the top 10 most asked points. As is the Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery. just in the northeast corner around here, and Great Ormond Street Hospital on the north side of Great Ormond Street. So, pulling up outside the National Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery to conclude the run around points in the vicinity of Queen Square.